Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to listen to the incomparable Win Twice Wrestling Podcast with your hosts, Scott and Holly. We always go over, brother, and that's the bottom line. Dig it? So sit back, relax, and prepare to be entertained.
Hello everyone and welcome to the 12th day of WrestleMas in 2024 here at the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast. The big day has arrived. Santa has come down everyone's chimney, even if those that live in a flat, and it seems realistically impossible and wouldn't just allow the bit to go and had to correct me on it.
Yes.
Holly, are you enjoying Christmas?
Sure. Probably got a Bucks Fizz on the go.
Oh, it must be.
I'm sure.
When does it become from Bucks Fizz to Mimosa? Is it the exact same thing? And it's just
They're
what the American...
exact same thing,
Cool.
but yeah, Mimosa just does sound better. But at Christmas, it's always a Bucks Fizz.
It is a Bucks Fizz.
Any other time,
Mimosa.
like in the airport or anywhere else, it's always a mimosa. But Christmas, Bucks Fizz.
That's how you start your Christmas day, isn't it?
What with a
Bucks Fizz.
Of course it is.
Yeah. And also you have like the bagels and the smoked salmon.
Oh yeah, smoked salmon and cream cheese bagels.
So what time are you having that on Christmas Day?
What that?
Yeah, that specific meal.
Probably about 10.
10? Oh, you have a late Christmas lunch, do you?
Yeah, about 3, 4.
Oh, okay, so no, we're very different. We will abstain from breakfast activities. We will have the Bucks Fizz, though. That is something that we do because it's essential. But we will hold off until about 12:30, 1, and that's when we have lunch. So we have lunch at lunchtime.
Okay.
And then we leave it long enough then, because then you can have leftover sandwiches. Because if you're having that at
we
4...
don't. We have like nibbles in the evening.
Yeah.
But then the leftover sandwiches and all that stuff is Boxing Day.
Oh, we do picky bits the next day on Boxing Day. So Christmas evening is the leftover sandwich day.
Okay.
And I'm teaching the right way to do a leftover sandwich. Oh,
Okay.
don't she didn't make. I make it, but she was like, "Oh, why would you put that in?" Then she saw the end result and went, "Oh, that's good."
Oh, nice.
Now she tries it and she likes it.
Good.
So she has seen the light, as it were. But all that aside, all that
Yes.
festive nonsense, put your mince pies to one side, your presents, and all the
Yep.
and your eggnog. And we are here to establish and confirm who has been the top of the Christmas tree, the star or angel, depending on how you want to decorate your Christmas tree,
Okay.
sat atop the bough
Yeah.
for 2024. Holly, do you want to do the honours?
I'd love to. That would be Ms. Rhea Ripley.
Mummy's on top.
Absolutely. Always.
Mummy is always on top.
Always.
Before we dive into Rhea Ripley, though,
Okay.
just a little visual there for everyone. That was unintentional. Before we dive into the topic
Yes.
of Rhea Ripley, there are quite a few people that, came close to getting onto our top 12 list,
Yes.
but fell ultimately short.
Yes.
I want to name one specific person.
Okay.
For me, someone who I would have had on my top 12 list would have been Sami Zayn, and I would have bumped Damien Priest for him.
Yeah.
But
Is that just because you don't like Damien Priest?
No, it's because I've enjoyed Sami Zayn more over the course of the year than I have Damien Priest, ultimately. But I knew that I couldn't take him off because of how highly you would want to score Damien Priest. So Sami, in my head, was the one I sacrificed on this list. So I think if I dropped someone off, let's say even like a Swerve, Luke Jacobs, maybe even I could have got away with dropping off like a Tiffany Stratton and put Sami Zayn on there, I don't think you'd have said anything.
No. But I also, I don't know. I like him. But when I think about this year, I don't know if I'm...
He's got his big WrestleMania win against Gunther
Yeah.
for the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
Back in the bloodline, and he is always popular. Always popular.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Was it this year at WrestleMania? Not this year at WrestleMania. Oh, no, it was January.
Right.
It was the Royal Rumble. He turned on Reigns and the bloodline. That was also this calendar year.
Yeah.
He then had the title match. I think it was Elimination Chamber, wasn't it? Against Reigns. And came up short, and everyone thought, they wanted him to do it. And then he got his Intercontinental win at WrestleMania. So he has had a very good year. But he's had a quiet period.
Yes.
So he also, he lost the title to Bron Breakker, which I think everyone saw coming.
Yeah.
But for me, that would have been who I would have replaced. But I know you've got a fairly comprehensive list there, so I'm going to sit back and let you rattle those off.
Some of them I'll be honest, I don't remember writing, but we did it together.
We did.
Io Sky.
Yep.
Reigns.
Roman, yep.
Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Solo.
Mm-hmm.
None of them make our 12.
Nope.
For me, Chelsea Green. I mean, obviously, we know, like, in-ring and stuff, but I think she's a great character.
She had one of my favourite moments of the year in the Women's Money in the Bank when she was pushed off the ladder in the ring and went through the tables on the outside.
Very good.
Very memorable.
This was one of yours, Mariah May.
Yes. Yep, strong performer in AEW.
Roxanne Perez.
Yep, very consistent in NXT. Long title reign with the women's title.
This was one of yours, Julia.
No, that was a joke.
Yeah, but I'm still saying it.
Julia, yeah.
I wonder why.
She's made a big splash. To be fair, she's a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
And her multilingual skills, like you hear her talk English, like this is ridiculous. It's just so embarrassing not being able to speak those languages.
Bron Breakker.
Begrudgingly, yeah, he has to be there.
Yeah. LA Knight.
Yeah.
Like that guy, he's so good.
He's had a good year. He ran it close as well for me.
Yeah.
He would have been up there.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that obviously Cody has to be on that list because he has to be. But I would have binned him off.
For LA Knight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy for me. John Moxley.
Yes.
Is on the list.
Particular highlight of choking Bryan Danielson with a bag not once but twice.
God. Yeah. This one is another Progress man that was we've talked about him already. Eddie Dennis, obviously. Dirty Dom.
Dirty Dom deserves a shout. He does. He's had a very good year.
Very good.
In-ring work is getting better.
Yeah.
But character work is everything. He's done very well. Very, very well.
Will Ospreay.
Will Ospreay, yeah. Outstanding matches.
And then the last one was MJF, who for me has filtered out of my interest, I'll be honest.
I would have even had him as an also-ran if I'm honest. And yet he would have been very, very close to the top of my list last year.
It's weird, isn't it? And I just don't care. But I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
Anymore.
I am big fan of MJF and I think he's a superstar. I would be willing to bet he'll probably be back on the list comfortably next year.
Maybe.
But he was out for a long period of time. He did have good. He was good every time we saw him. He was good.
I don't need to see anyone with an oxygen tank and a stretcher. No,
that was fantastic. I don't need to hear anyone get called bruv every 5 seconds either.
Well, neither do I. I'm not going to fight that one either.
No, but Will Ospreay I would have put on the list way before I put.
His wrestling ability is.
MJF's a great
brilliant.
wrestler, but over the course of the year, Ospreay over-delivered. Ospreay was one actually that was very close to the cusp for me as well, for getting in there.
There's no way I'd put him on that list.
I know you wouldn't. And we might have had to have a debate because I would have potentially even dropped. The one that I was umming and ahhing about was him or Swerve. I didn't think both of them should be on there.
Okay.
But Swerve would have been the one that probably fell away for Will Ospreay.
Fair enough.
But Swerve I thought merited it more. I think it's a good selection of people. They all had their merits on there. But ultimately we decided on who we decided, and in hindsight I still wouldn't change that list as much as I've moaned about Damian Priest. He does deserve to be he deserves something, and that's what we've done. But back to the topic du jour.
Ooh.
The standout wrestler for us, and the first time we've done this as well in terms of a year evaluation, is not only in the WWE, but they're also a female wrestler, and I didn't think I would be in this position. Even a couple of years ago. Look at we've talked about it not ad nauseum, but several times over the podcast about how far women's wrestling has come.
Yeah.
And for me, Rhea is just so far and away top of the field.
Yeah.
To me, she blows away Charlotte. She is that good.
I hate to say it because I'm a big Charlotte fan, but yeah,
I'm a Charlotte fan
by far.
I'm a Charlotte fan, and to the point where she's the only one who's done this on a consistent basis over the year for me. Is her entrance music plays, she comes out, goosebumps.
Oh, okay.
She has got such a superstar presence.
Oh, God, yeah.
She knows exactly how to do what she's meant to do out there. She's never not engaging. Her matches every single time deliver against any opponent. Like she could go up against Nia Jax, who I think is woeful in-ring performer, and she will get something that I'm happy to watch from on there. Bayley would have been another shout for me as someone in contention, but appreciate she won't make your list.
No.
And every time I see her, she is, if not in the top 2 standout performers on any show she's on.
That's a very fair point.
We talk about consistency and the likes of
Yeah.
Gunther. Rhea is that in the ring, and everything outside of the ring she touches is damn near flawless. And I think the gap between her and the rest of the field is quite big.
Yeah.
Is quite big. I would go as far as saying, if you put Gunther and Jay together, I'd probably still take Rhea over star performer over the year if you put their contributions together. The reception she got at Elimination Chamber in her home audience, the reception she gets at SummerSlam, WrestleMania with Becky Lynch, they had a hell of a match, and I'm not a massive Becky Lynch fan, but that was really good. Just War Games, the whole attire that she came out with, she's working through getting her skull fucked in, like it's unbelievable. Not talking about Buddy Matthews there, just to be clear. And she seems like a lovely person to boot.
That's the thing, isn't
and
it?
How young is she?
She plays this part of being so menacing, and she looks petrifying, like, and it works so well. But then even when you see, I suppose it's behind the curtain, isn't it? But like, you see her relationship with Buddy Matthews, and they're so soppy, and it's heartwarming.
Yeah, sickening, quite frankly,
for someone who's got a cold little heart like mine. But then even when she won War Games, her celebrations with other people, it's nice. Like, I know you liked that, but do you know what I mean?
Top of the Cage was great.
It's nice. Like, she gives credit where it's due. Like, I'd like that.
And do you know why that is? I think because she's so comfortable in her own abilities that her going, let's lift you up a level. Let's lift you up a level. She doesn't think, oh, my position's in jeopardy here. She knows what she brings to the table and how good she is, and she's so comfortable in that position that she can almost do no wrong at the moment.
Yeah. Like,
everything she's doing is phenomenal, and her quality of matches. If I'm rattling through matches throughout the course of this year in my head, she flicks up more frequently than pretty much anyone else that I can think of.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah, like Drew, I'm thinking, Gunther, I'm thinking, but her, she's like, no, this one, and this one, and this one.
Yeah.
And it all feels like big-time matches every time. And I think, barring any injuries next year, could she top the tree twice, do you think?
So
if anyone could.
But if anyone can do it, it is her.
The only people that will push her close, I think, if she keeps this same trajectory, the only people that will push her close are people that, funnily enough, aren't even on the list now. So the likes of Reigns, Punk. I think people that are big characters, if they get more frequently involved, maybe Seth Rollins will have a hell of a year.
Maybe.
Someone because he didn't even get mentioned in the also rans because he was so away from things.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think she has got every fighting opportunity to top this list next year as well.
I think she's an all-round great. Like, I want to watch her.
And is she what, 27, 28?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't.
In her 20s?
Yeah.
She's not hit 30 yet.
Unreal.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
And she was, I believe from what I've seen, she was a wrestling fan, like, relatively growing up, but she doesn't seem like, it's been a lifetime passion.
Yeah.
She's just one of those people that go, I'm going to do this now. Click her fingers, and I'm doing. Not say she doesn't put the work in, because she very clearly does.
You can see her transformation from when she was in the
Mae Young.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But see her transformation from then till now, and it's astronomical.
And she was good then.
Only get that way through hard work.
And she was good then as well. Someone else who you thought might have had a chance of being and also ran, someone that she's very familiar with, is Toni Storm, and she doesn't get a look in for me this year.
No.
Rhea has been an absolute class above.
Yeah.
And yeah, it for me, the fact that, like I said, you asked me 3 years ago if I was doing a top 12, top whatever, I don't know what ranking I would have given the highest female wrestler on the list. We have got 3 comfortably in the top 12, and that's great.
Yeah.
I think it shows how far, and I'm not doing it to be patronising. I'm doing it sincerely.
It's a very male-heavy industry anyway. So.
Well, back in the day, women's wrestling and little person wrestling was sideshow attraction stuff. I think LP is the right terminology there, so excuse me if that's not the case. But Yeah,
Yeah.
it's comfortable, so comfortable. And I think that's reflected in the scoring. I don't know if we did, to be fair, on Jey Uso and Gunther. So we'll do our top three individual scores. So for third place, Jey Uso, you went 10. So you put him in third place. I put him in with 8. I put him high, but not as high as you did. Second place, Gunther, I put 11. So he was my second overall.
Yes.
And you gave him 8, and it was that 1 point difference that flipped him over Jey Uso in the final standings. And Rhea, I gave the perfect score of 12, and you gave 11.
Yes.
So she damn near got a perfect score this year as well. The only person you gave above her was her Tower, Twin Terror, whatever they were called, I can't remember. Is Damian Priest, who I had at the complete opposite end. So God forbid, oh my God, if I'd given him a high score, I'd have been crying. But yeah, any parting thoughts on Miss Ripley?
I feel like she's obviously that good, but she doesn't even need a title.
No.
Like, she's been that good with it, without it. I'm still invested.
I've got an idea for Rhea.
Oh, okay.
We talk about how we see them going forward as well.
Yeah.
We mentioned it a little bit for her already. Could they use her, not, and I don't mean exactly gimmick-wise, but use her in the similar way to how Undertaker was treated as he grew into being like a kind of aged worker on the roster, where he was considered to be, he was the benchmark in terms of the big personality that was long lasting in the company. I'm not saying have her go undefeated at WrestleMania from now on, but like when anyone's going up against her, it means something. So she is used in that similar vein going forward, because she's young enough now that she's got the legs to potentially be that. And I'm not saying that use her as like coming out in the same gimmick, but you're kind of getting what I'm
kind of
putting out there.
Kind of, yeah. I just don't know. Again, apart from giving her a title, I don't know where they go with this. But I would personally stop the. I mean, they haven't really been title chasing because she's just been doing what she's been doing and playing along with the storyline. I would keep it consistent like that until that title changes to someone else.
Yes.
And then I would have her get involved. I know we've seen it before, but you're going to have Charlotte come back at some point. There's going to be other people.
Number 30 at the Rumble, do you think, Charlotte?
I'll be honest, I'd hope so. I would hope so. I'm happy for her to come back. I think she's outstanding.
Oh, she is.
Obviously not as good as... Well,
I think in her best year...
the two of them together.
And they've had two banging matches.
Rhea is more brutal, whereas Charlotte is more...
technically minded?
Yeah. And I like it together. It really, I'm invested in
I don't want to see them have another Mania match.
Oh, no.
Oh, actually, no. No, I lie. Because they're one apiece. So they can have one more.
They're allowed one.
No, but you know what I mean? I don't want to see,
No,
this is the fourth time
No, I don't need to
give me
see loads of it. But their matches are always good.
Yeah, it was good. I would look forward to that as well. I think, again, much like we've said for other people, Rhea, put her in with anyone. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see how it looks.
Yeah.
And her pinning technique, phenomenal.
You love that.
Phenomenal. Oh, you love it. You said you'd get pretzeled by her as well.
She would turn a straight girl curious.
She would.
Definition.
Yeah, she's kind of the point in the middle, isn't she?
Ridiculous.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And I think what better note to end this Christmas episode on than Rhea Ripley being cemented as the Win Twice Wrestling Podcast stamped champion for 2024.
Well deserved.
I'll tell you what was also well deserved, Holly. Christmas break we're getting from this. So we've done all these episodes in one recording. They are going up one day after t'other.
Ooh.
And we will be back, and I don't know exactly when the date will be, but not too long after this, with another full episode as you have grown accustomed to.
Yep.
That pretty much brings us to the end of this one, Holly. Got anything else you want to shout out, or are we good?
Just enjoy some Christmas food and drink.
Indeed. Right, until the next one, guys, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Until next time, this has been a Win Twice Wrestling production. Peace out.